if we could address you directly right now.
Everything comes full circle.
That's number one.
I don't tell him what questions to ask me.
There are a lot of people around town that have the same question.
Brush my teeth. I'm a good wash in the morning.
I can't confirm or deny.
You know, just keep going a little bit longer here, Mike. Keep going a little bit longer.
Campus of Syracuse University. This is Newhouse Afternoon.
Oh, it's another beautiful snowy day in Syracuse, New York. Nicholas Whaley with you. We are without our normal trio for Newhouse Afternoon on Fridays, at least for this week, because Ailey Weiss and Riley Underwood, they have decided to go to New Orleans for the Super Bowl. They are covering the game for Newhouse Sports Media Center. They're doing a phenomenal job, but that is why they are absent. But luckily, we have the next best thing, actually even better in my opinion. Ari Feinstein is joining me today. Ari, I mean, I'm so thrilled that we get to do this together this time, because it's the first time we've actually done a show together. I mean, it's been way too long time coming. So I'm very excited for this. We got to talk about Syracuse, talk about just sports, Syracuse athletics in general. Quickly start with Duke. Obviously, I don't want to say it was expected, because you never want to say you expect a loss, but this Duke team looks like it's going to be a national championship contender. What were your thoughts on the game in total?
Yeah, Nick, the game obviously disappointing from a Syracuse fan perspective, but honestly, it's what we were expecting heading into this one. You know, Duke is just loaded with talent. Cooper Flagg, the number one prospect in the NBA, and you really wondered who was going to be that guy to slow him down, and we just didn't see it, you know?
It was, especially in the early going, though, I was actually impressed with JJ Starling. Obviously, at one point he had, I think, scored the first 7 points for Syracuse. I mean, when he's on his game, and he keeps Syracuse in these games as long as he can. But then as soon as any opponent figures out how to slow him down, that's when you need another guy to step up, and we just haven't seen that. And that is, I guess that's my biggest gripe with this team at the moment, is that the guys you expected to come in and make an impact haven't. And I think it makes it more frustrating to know that there is talent on this team, and just as I don't think it's a Coach Red issue. I think there's got to be a fire built underneath some of them to just like, hey, let's get back into this. I know this is going to be the hardest game of the year. Let's go. Let's pick up the pace. Let's see what we can do. And just haven't seen that from enough guys.
Yeah, and like the talent disparity, just like across all ACC matchups so far this season, it's so clear that this team just isn't as talented as their opponents, you know? And like you mentioned, JJ Starling, he could only do so much, you know, and we haven't seen anybody step up. We thought Jaquan Carlos would be a great transfer. Obviously, he hasn't fit that role like we expected. Donnie Freeman, he got injured. We expected him to carry the offense a lot. Elijah Moore, he has done pretty well. He started off the season on fire, has cooled down since. So everything that could go wrong for SU has gone wrong. One thing that did surprise me, though, was Naheem McLeod. He showed out against Duke.
I thought he was great. I thought when he came in, all of a sudden he was physical down low, and that's what we waited for a year and a half to see from Naheem McLeod. I really thought he could be a one for the future as well, at least for this season as well. I mean, a guy that tall, that athletic, and yeah, maybe he is very, very big. One time when I was at the gym, he was there, and he's like, I'm like looking up to the stars. The dude's massive. But it's sometimes you got to have that change, because Lampkin just hasn't been that impact player that I think Coach Autry and his coaching staff were hoping for, because he's just not that good defensively. And when he's up against a team like Duke, who have such an incredible front court, he starts to get outplayed pretty easily, especially on defense. So I think when you have a guy like Naheem McLeod it just creates a very, very much a wall in front of the rim, and it makes things easier for Q's. But I would like to see a little bit more of Naheem McLeod throughout this season. I think I think he's somebody, when he transferred in from Florida State, you were expecting that athletic ability, and we haven't really had a chance to see that. I find it really interesting that, I mean, he played a bit against Cal in the win against Cal Berkeley, and it was also that change to the 2-3 zone, which I think is definitely a little bit of a step in the right direction. And I think we saw a much better, much more fluid defense from Syracuse. But I think obviously we've got to see what happens in the next few games. But I think that Naheem McLeod certainly could be part of the future.
Exactly. And heading into the second half of the season, well, I mean, we're already there now, but Naheem McLeod, he should be getting those minutes. It's obviously a lost season for Syracuse, unfortunately. First time in 50 years that the graduating class of 2025,
I feel bad for you.
Will not be able to see a tournament run. Super unfortunate that I am part of that class. But Syracuse has nothing to lose heading into their last few games. So those role players that maybe haven't been getting as many minutes at the beginning of the season should definitely be stepping in. And why not create a spark? See what fits, see what doesn't. I mean, these guys are still playing for minutes for next season with a bunch of young recruits coming in. So this is their opportunity to really take those minutes and make the best out of them.
So, certainly a few winnable games down the road. BC tomorrow, Syracuse back in the Dome, 3:15 is the start time for that one. Make sure to tune in for Q's Game Day, the pregame show tomorrow on 2:15 here on ESPN Radio Syracuse. We'll also talk about, there's a lot of lacrosse going on today as well. We'll keep with Syracuse athletics for a moment. Men's lacrosse plays later today. Women's lacrosse is actually playing right now against UAlbany in the Dome. Last time we checked, it was already 4-0. So really positive sign for Megan Trainer's squad. What did you see in the opening period of that one?
Yeah, in the opening period, it was all Syracuse for the Syracuse women's lacrosse team. One thing that really stuck out to me is that the freshmen have already made a big impact. I think Alexa Vogelbach had 2 points in the opening minute, so that was a great sign. The young freshman to make her impact, especially with the loss of Emma Tyrell last season, who carried the load. She had 92 points last year, and obviously that's tough to fill in heading into this season. Olivia Adamson and Emma Ward, they're going to do their part. They're both probably going to score over 80 points this season, which is terrific. But it is those role players that are really going to need to step up for the Syracuse women's lacrosse team if they're going to make it to the Final Four again and playing in that last week of the season.
Again, it will be the Achilles heel of Syracuse women's lacrosse over the last 2 years has been Boston College. So we'll see. They will play them towards the end of the season. So definitely look out for that one. We'll quickly transition to men's lacrosse as well, because they play tonight against Vermont. Third season in a row those two have faced off in the Dome early in the season. We saw against Jacksonville, however, on the opening day of this men's lacrosse team, they look like a different gravy this year. 24-5 on that occasion. I mean, I am so excited for this team. I mean, I feel like I've been excited for all three of the big sports for Syracuse this year, but particularly now for men's lacrosse. It was a 10-0 run to start the game against the Dolphins, and Jacksonville's they're no slouch. They got to the ASUN tournament game, nearly got into the NCAA tournament if they had won their conference. You know, and Syracuse completely blew them out of the water. They had the longest scoring run. They had started the game 10-0. That was the longest scoring run Syracuse had for all of last year. So there's certainly a lot to be excited about for this Lax team.
Yeah, they came out with vengeance. They came out with fire. It was awesome to see. I think that they're taking that loss to Denver in the NCAA tournament last season personally. They want to show that they're a top program in the nation, and they definitely proved it. It was those weapons, Joey Spalina, Hiltz, getting the scoring going. These guys are going to play such a vital role for this offense this season. And one guy that I really was impressed with was Jimmy McCool in his first collegiate start. He has big shoes to fill with Will Mark going pro last season. So with him being able to step into that role and play as well as he did, that's truly an amazing sign for Syracuse. And I'm really excited for their game today against Vermont. It should be hopefully another big win, but we'll see.
The Catamounts on a bad team. 2 years ago, it was only a 7-5 win for Syracuse to start the season for head coach Gary Gape. But I think after last season, Syracuse it took Gary Gay a while to get that top 5 win, and he got 2 last year. So it's slowly and surely they've been building to this moment. I mean, that 2022 class, now juniors, likes of Joey Spallina, Michael Leo as well, as in that conversation. These guys, they're working in harmony, and Joey Spallina, who was the number 1 recruit and has much of the offense has been through him since he stepped on campus. But against Jacksonville, it wasn't the Joey Spallina show. It was about spreading the wealth. There are, I believe, 12 different goal scorers on the day, 8 with 2 or more. And it shows that now that there's a threat from every area of this offense, and I think that's going to be really important, especially down the line when you play the likes of Notre Dame, Duke, again Maryland as well. I mean, men's lacrosse is very top heavy. There's a lot of teams that are very, very close and right at the upper echelon. I think next week as well, they go up against Harvard next week, and then they play Utah for their first road game of the year. Not an easy place to go all the way to Salt Lake City. So I think we still have a lot to learn about where this team really sits, but number 2 ranked team in the country. Yeah, I think by Memorial Day weekend they could be there. I mean, they're going to be the national championship is at Gillette Stadium. So,
one thing that I think that these games leading up to ACC play, especially, some of these games are going to be tune-up games. Besides Harvard and
Maryland as well.
Maryland as well. Those 2 teams are really tough. But Vermont today, it's another tune-up game before they start playing ranked opponents, whether it's Towson, Maryland, Harvard.
3 ranked games
back to back. So my apologies. These aren't tune-up games.
Yeah, they're definitely not tune-up games.
They got to be ready to. They got to be ready
my
to go.
mistake. I thought Utah was in a couple of weeks. It's actually in a month.
Oh, wow.
Or like thereabouts. It's not until March 1st. So yeah, a little bit of time.
Yeah, but even with these teams, this is good preparation for the ACC, for these ACC teams. Sure these teams are ranked and they should not be overlooked, but the real battle starts, in my opinion, is when they're, like you mentioned, when they face Notre Dame, Duke, UNC, and all those top dog teams that are really going to be an issue for Syracuse.
And there's a lot of ranked opponents on the schedule. We mentioned Towson right now number 17, Maryland number 4, Harvard number 18, then likes of Johns Hopkins, who will certainly be up there at that point, then likes of Colgate, who had a really good season last year, Virginia, Notre Dame, Cornell, Duke, UNC, all back to end the season.
Yeah, this team doesn't get a break.
They definitely don't. I mean, they're going at 100 miles an hour for 3 months straight, so it'll be exciting to see what happens, but they've got the depth and they look ready to go to make a push for Memorial Day weekend. We're going to step aside here on Newhouse Afternoon. This hour of Newhouse Afternoon is powered by Drivers Village Cicero. Go to dvoffers.com for more information. We'll be right back.
Sweet,
thank you.
Awesome.
Time to talk.
Yeah, I guess it really was. I guess it's really not a tune-up.
Yeah,
I didn't even realize that.
I thought Utah was next. I really did, but that's my bad.
Yeah, jeez, their schedule's tough.
Yeah, it's
like you said though. Like they have so many weapons. It's actually unreal.
It's disgusting.
Like you're also forgetting like Luke Roa, who played amazing. Who else do they got on that offense that played a big role? Hiltz, Leo, yeah. Also, they did really well on face-offs with their face-off guy, John Mullen.
Yeah. Jimmy McCool, he's a goalie, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Beast. What's the score of the women's game? If they're I don't know if they're. Are they still watching?
Are you guys watching the game?
Yeah.
What's the score?
Sorry. I think it's 8-3.
8-3.
They're replaying. Yeah.
8-3. Okay.
8-3. Yeah.
8-3. Cool.
Right. Well, it's okay.
Yeah. Not the blowout that we thought it would. I mean, it's still. What quarter is it? The second?
Yes.
Okay.
It just started.
It's very early.
It's just the start of the second.
Wow, it's just the start of the second? Jeez.
Oh
my God.
All right, maybe we're wrong.
11. Wow, that's a lot. 11 goals in the opening.
Yeah.
In the opening.
In
the opening quarter.
How's Daniela doing? Because that's interesting. She gave up 3 in the first quarter.
Yeah, not hearing much positivity about her, unfortunately.
She's got a lot of pressure on her. She's got to fill the role of Delaney Schweitzer.
Which is not easy.
No, definitely not.
Not easy at all.
But Alexa Volk, I want to see how many points Alexa Volkelback has this game.
There it is. There it is.
I'm excited. Now we get into like the real fun stuff.
I know, right?
Yep.
Time to talk Super Bowl.
Hold on, I'm going to add like a little quote here that I saw on TikTok that really stuck with me.
Yeah. I gotta lay on my phone.
Look at that. I'm going to mention that
What
on
was
the
your
show.
quote? Wait, what the fuck? Where is it? I mean, damn. Wait, am I blind?
Oh wait, I'm not on that one. I'm on the other one.
Oh, the actual one.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
That's awesome, right?
Nice. Okay. Yeah, that'll be good. Name on my phone.
I'm excited for my hot take.
I'm excited too. I hope it's a good one.
We could definitely debate on it.
Yeah. So it's the goal of it. At the end of the day, so it'll be fun. Scoop. Swoop. There it is. I become such an addict to FIFA that I literally do the web app.
FIFA?
Yeah. I make packs in class when I'm bored. I packed a legend. Thank you.
Yeah.
I packed an icon. So like you play Madden, right?
Yeah.
So you know, like you can get like icons. Yeah. So I got one of them in class.
I wish I had my PS5 up at Q's.
You don't have a console up here?
Nah. It's probably better that I don't.
Fair. But I love having. Well, it's also just that's the way I watch Netflix and.
Oh, true.
That's how I do anything.
Dude, have you watched Beast Games? Have you watched?
No, I haven't. I feel like it would annoy me.
Beast Games?
Yeah.
Dude, I watched it last night. Oh my god, it's nuts.
Oh, it's like I saw that guy like took all the money.
Yeah.
Like that's so messed up.
I mean, like it also makes sense.
No, it doesn't.
I mean, you're not guaranteed.
Yeah.
All right. We'll talk about it the next break. Want to look them in? Okay.
Yeah, I'll do it.
Live on QSportsTalk.com. Tomorrow's broadcasting stars today. Broadcasting live from the campus of Syracuse University. This is Newhouse Afternoon.
Welcome back to Newhouse Afternoon. Ari Feinstein, Nicholas Whaley with you. There's some game this Sunday going on. I don't know.
I'm not sure.
I'm not sure. I don't know what it is. It's called Super Bowl, something like that. Yeah, obviously Chiefs and Eagles going on this weekend down in NOLA. Mm-hmm. For those who don't know, that's New Orleans, Louisiana.
The home of the beignets.
Yeah, that was our friends down there. Good old Riley. I was gonna say Riley Weiss, Ailey Weiss, and Riley Underwood. They're down there, and they've just been. I don't think they're actually doing anything. They're just eating food, going on Bourbon Street and having a good time. I don't think they're actually like working, but but no, they've put out some great content. So if you want to see some cool Super Bowl content, make sure to go over to the Sports Media Center on Twitter and Instagram.
Yep,
They've done
Newhouse
some great
Sports
stuff.
SU.
They've done an
Check it
amazing job, but. Second time in the last 3 years that this matchup has happened is Chiefs-Eagles. I don't know about you. I was like, not that I'm not excited for this game because I think it could be something really interesting. So many storylines as well. But for me, I just have for whatever reason this year I'm just like, it's the same teams again.
Yeah, I mean. You could see it that way. Same two teams, wanting something new. But there's one big storyline that honestly I saw on TikTok. It was a quote that I saw that I thought was.
That's how I get everything.
It honestly it gave me chills. So I had to bring it to the show, and it took the Avengers 2 times to beat Thanos, right? So the Eagles in this case being the Avengers, and obviously Pat Mahomes and the Chiefs being Thanos, already took him down once, but the Eagles are back for redemption on Sunday, except this time they have a new weapon, Mr. Saquon Barkley, Offensive Player of the Year, that came out last night. So kudos to him and the Eagles. Unfortunate for me, being a Giants fan and seeing him in the Super Bowl, but
okay, but like you gotta be happy for him.
Yeah,
I'm
happy for him.
Okay, look, all due respect, he was never gonna do that.
Yeah. If he was still a part of the Giants, he would definitely not have the season that he did this season. Doesn't mean it still doesn't hurt though. But the cool part about Saquon Barkley playing on Sunday is that it is his 28th birthday. So he will be playing in the biggest game of his life on his birthday. Wow. Him and Cooper DeJean, actually, the safety of the Eagles, both have birthdays on Super Bowl Sunday. So that'll definitely be exciting. But one thing that I think I'm most excited for this Sunday is the commercials.
Oh yeah, exactly. How many people? Of what percentage of the Super Bowl viewership of over 110 million people? What percent do you think watch it just for the commercials?
I think for this Super Bowl in particular, obviously, people don't want to see the same two teams, Patrick Mahomes, whatever. So I'd say,
I'm watching for the game. Don't worry.
Yeah. No, me too. But I'd say like 30%. I think that's a good number.
Yeah, okay.
30% of people are just watching
like
for the commercials, and Kendrick Lamar for his halftime performance. He just completely swept the Grammys. So
get the brooms out.
So him coming to the Superdome, playing halftime, that'll build a lot of excitement, as well as the commercials. There's always a few that really stick out and get super popular. So
I haven't been this excited for a halftime show
since Rihanna.
Rihanna was incredible. I mean, the fact she was pregnant doing it is astonishing to me. That was that performance alone was like up there, one of the best ever. I still think Beyonce and Michael Jackson are top two, but Rihanna's like pretty close up there. But I do think 30% is probably a good.
Yeah, I think
maybe if you're adding Kendrick into it, it might even be like 35 at most.
Yeah. A lot of big Kendrick fans out there.
Yeah, it really is. But I think this is going to be a really close game. The Superdome is now the stadium that's hosted the Super Bowl more than any other stadium. Last time was 2014,
I think so.
2013.
Yes.
When
it played the Ravens and
Ravens and 49ers, the Harbaugh Bowl, basically. That was at the time. That's when the power went out.
Yep.
Ravens won it by 3, 34-31. Colin Kaepernick, of course, quarterback for the 49ers that season. But then you go back to the one previous, which was 2002.
Yeah, and that was Brady's first Super Bowl.
Very first, on a field goal, the start of the lore of Mr. Thomas Brady.
So, Nick, I got to ask you. So every time, in recent history, not every time, but in recent history, when there's been a Super Bowl in the Superdome, something crazy has happened where it's been memorable and has ultimately changed NFL history. Brady winning his first. Who knew that would end up being a 7 Super Bowl trajectory?
Also, the end of the greatest show on turf.
Yes, absolutely. And then the power outage happens at the Superdome. Obviously, not obviously, but everyone who was watching that will never forget that. And then that ultimately sparked a 49ers comeback. So it seems like crazy things happen in NOLA, So
something about it.
Could we expect something that we've never seen before in a Super Bowl to happen in NOLA tomorrow night? Or Sunday night?
Yeah, you're hinting at something. I wonder what it is. There's a 3-peat possibly. Yeah, I mean, look, I think in our lifetime we've never seen that.
It's never happened ever.
I thought the Packers did it once, like years and years ago.
Maybe
before the merger, but like at least in modern NFL history, never happened before. Obviously, the Bills have been to the Super Bowl 4 times in a row.
Lost everyone.
I think that's a more incredible achievement as well. Like, you make it 4 times, don't win it once. Shout out to Josh Allen, by the way, who won MVP last year.
Yep.
Very much deserved. I think this game does put it to a pedestal. I think we'll talk about Patrick Mahomes in a little bit, but I think there could be a defining moment for that whole Chiefs. The whole Chiefs franchise, the entire roster, the likes of Travis Kelce, and also oh my God,
Taylor Swift?
No, I'm blanking. Oh, this is so bad. The coach's name.
Andy Reid.
Andy Reid.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Gotcha.
And like, because in a lot of ways, Andy Reid's been around the block. He obviously had that very tumultuous end in Philly, and like, it is really cool to see him just show how good of a coach he is, and we've seen that. Everyone's talked about it. I mean, how he wins this game. He's up there with one of the greatest coaches
absolutely
ever.
If not, he might
even already be there.
You know?
So it really says a lot. It says about as well the defense for the Chiefs as well, how good they've been. But then
Spagnuolo, former Giants head coach.
But then you also got to look at the other side, the Eagles, who have had this phenomenal year. Saquon Barkley, historic year, probably. I don't know about you. I wish he did play in that final regular season game, because I think he really would have broken the record.
He would have broken it against the Giants too.
Which, I think he definitely would have broken it too. So he would have had like 200 yards that game probably. So I mean, it'll be. I think for just the feel good. There's so many feel good opportunities for this game. That's why me personally, I don't have a strong opinion of who I would like to see win, because it's just gonna be that kind of game. Because it'd be really cool to see Saquon Barkley and the Eagles win. It'd be kind of cool to see Jalen Hurts actually get a ring. But then, like, seeing a three-peat in my lifetime would be incredible.
Yeah, unreal.
So I don't know where to go.
I think the cool part about this Super Bowl in particular is that we've been so lucky to see Tom Brady, his career trajectory turning into being the greatest all-time quarterback. But when he retired, we immediately saw a new person that could step in, or a new athlete that could step into that role of Patrick Mahomes and being as dominant as he's been. We see this quote all the time. It's you live long enough to see yourself become the villain, And Patrick Mahomes, when he used to face off against Brady, everyone was like, "Oh, Pat Mahomes." We all wanted him to win.
How it works,
but now the roles have changed, where Pat Mahomes has stepped into that Brady role, and everyone's like, Josh Allen in the AFC Championship. And now, probably, for the people who aren't rooting for a three-peat or just want to root against the Eagles, right? Everyone's saying, Jalen Hurts, please save us, please save us, please save us. Saquon, please save us.
I love seeing the maps on Twitter or on X, where it's like the whole, like that small little block.
Yeah, like who's rooting for who.
That's like, oh yeah, this real red dot, and the rest of the country is, and then except also in Dallas they have it in red too, because they don't want to see the Eagles win. But I think it's just there's a lot of really good storylines. I am excited to watch this game, because I genuinely don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah,
both defenses are immaculate. Both offenses can be really prolific too. I think it's easy. It's I think fair enough to say that the Chiefs have the edge at quarterback, but the Eagles I think have the edge in the receiver spots. Running back, I think Saquon does have an edge over Pacheco.
Yeah, major edge.
But the thing is, though, you've also got Kareem Hunt in the backfield, who I think who's been a great pickup for the Chiefs all year. So it's man. I mean, we won't give our predictions yet, but man, I think it's going to be really close.
And if Mahomes wins this, we'll definitely have that GOAT debate, which will be coming up right after the break. Ari Feinstein, Nick Whaley. We'll be right back. Sorry, I kind of stole that host role from you.
No, don't be. It's fine. It's all good. You guys got that audio already? Was it easy to download? Dupe. No, I wanted to do. There's only 2 speakers. It's McDonough and Passan. Sorry. No, he is not.
So the Packers did end up doing a three-peat pre-NFL.
Pre-NFL,
Yeah,
okay.
and then modern day, it hasn't happened.
Wow. So in what, the 60-year history of the
Yeah,
Super Bowl, it
something like
never
that.
happened? Damn.
My Giants still somehow got 4
Yeah,
of those.
Jordan, I'm just gonna just play the whole clip if that's cool. I'm just gonna be like, welcome back, our friends down in New Orleans, Jeff Passan and Sean McDonough, blah blah blah. Very accurate.
What's the score of the women's game?
12-4.
12-4?
No.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Dominant. 4 minutes left in the first half?
I mean, I would hope it is you all.
Would you rather be Albany or Jacksonville?
You all? Ooh.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true. That's a good point. That's a good
Whereas the men's really didn't.
Yeah,
'cause
they were just
they were ranked number 2.
Yeah.
I don't think the Syracuse women's team is ranked. I could be
point.
wrong.
No, they are. They're number 6. They're number 6.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're
Oh.
There's still a lot of
Wow.
questions.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure. I don't think he was very happy.
I mean, to be fair, their goalie was hurt in on
Yeah,
the
that-
first shot of the game. He was just hobbling around. It felt bad.
Yeah, that did really suck.
When you have like a, I feel like being a I feel like being a college goalie.
Well, yeah,
It's, like,
if
so
they-
hard.
19 goals. Jeez.
How fast are they like whipping the stick?
I can't play anymore. I don't want to get embarrassed. No, yeah, I mean,
How hard? I'm actually going to look that up. What's the average Division 1 shot?
what do you mean, like total?
Yeah. Like how fast is a D1 lacrosse player shot on goal?
It's got to be in like 60, 70 miles an hour, probably.
No,
They-
it's got to be faster.
You think? They whip that thing.
Oh wait, I didn't put in this question right. How fast is a shot on goal across D1 level? Let's see what we got. Oh my god.
80 to 90?
But
Jeez.
with the elite players potentially reaching speeds close to 100 miles per hour.
I would
So,
not want to be a goalie.
My brother just committed to Iona to play Division 1 lacrosse.
Oh, wow.
Reed, you are going to get some brutal bruises, my friend.
Jeez.
Those things are going to.
Well, congratulations. That's
Yeah.
really, really cool.
Shout out, Reed.
But my goodness, that is strong. Thank you. That is really strong.
He gets like if you get hit in like the leg, like right on the bone, I feel like that's gotta hurt so bad.
I feel like that would break
Yeah,
your leg
literally.
if you got hit in the right way.
I mean, also baseball. I feel like they're hard. They're like throwing like.
I'm thinking of baseball though. You have like protection.
It's a less harder ball too. No, you have protection as a goalie too.
Well,
But
but not your legs.
Yeah, not your legs. Guess you better get the stick down there quick.
Exactly.
I mean, it's all you can really hope for.
Terrible. Who's their goalkeeper
Dude,
that got hurt?
this always goes by so fast.
Paul Reed. I forgot that dude's name.
My dad's always texting me during the show. What's up, Dad?
Sweet.
Talk.com. Tomorrow's broadcasting stars today. Broadcasting live from the campus of Syracuse University. This is Newhouse Afternoon.
We are back inside on Newhouse Studios. Ari Feinstein, Nicholas Whaley with you for Newhouse Afternoon. We talked about the Super Bowl, but we didn't really hone in on probably what could be one of the biggest stories of the entire sports here. Of course, Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs going for a three-peat. It would mean that Patrick Mahomes has won
Four.
four Super Bowls, including a three-peat, been to 5. So he's certainly could possibly even be in the greatest of all time conversation. Our friends down in New Orleans, Riley Underwood and Ailey Weiss, got a chance to sit down with ESPN's Jeff Passan and play-by-play commentator Sean McDonough. Here's what they had to say about Patrick Mahomes.
early on in Mahomes' career, it was so much about the physical ability that he has. He threw an incredible deep ball. He had great precision. He had feel in the pocket. Just sort of all those natural skills that you want to see a quarterback have. But I think over time, what he's developed is leadership and is this innate ability to win. And look, I've been writing about sports for, if we include my time at the Daily Orange, well over a quarter century at this point. And, you know, there's so much that I don't know. But the one thing, if you said to me, if you can learn anything about sports, what would it be? My answer would be, what makes winners win? And I feel like Patrick Mahomes has evolved into a winner and somebody who just has this innate ability to go and figure out, not the bare minimum of what he needs to do, but figure out what is it going to take for me to win this game, and how do I get my team to this point, whether it is pushing them, whether it's dragging them along, or whether it's riding with them in a beautiful limousine. Whatever it is, Pat Mahomes is going to figure out how he has to do it and go out and execute that. And it's what he's done all year. It's what he's done his entire career.
I think he's the best player in the NFL today at any position. You know, I never thought I would say in my lifetime there was going to be a player better than Tom Brady or as good as Tom Brady, because I feel like Tom Brady is the best football player at any position of all time. But Patrick Mahomes, you know, if they win another one or two of these and he continues to be kind of the driving force behind it, then I think, you know, that's a real serious debate.
So, two Syracuse alumni, of course, Jeff Passan, now the insider for the MLB at ESPN, Sean McDonough, one of the play-by-play announcers, called multiple games in the college football playoff.
Yep.
Both of them brought up a very, very interesting discussion. Is Patrick Mahomes very close to that GOAT status?
All right, so I definitely have a pretty big opinion on this. So
lay it on me.
Yeah.
Lay it on me.
So Patrick Mahomes, he's been to the AFC Championship every year. He's been a starter every single year. I mean, that's just unheard of.
Mind blowing.
That's unheard of.
Mind blowing.
He's been to the Super Bowl how many times? Five. This is going to be his fifth time.
Yeah.
3-1. He's 3-1 so far.
Yeah, 3-1 so far.
So if he wins this Super Bowl, three-peat, first one since the Packers did it. We found out during the break that it was the Packers pre-NFL modernization that they had a three-peat. So this will be the first one since then if they win. And that starts to raise some questions because, first off, how lucky are we to be able to see two incredible athletes, Tom Brady, probably, or if not, it's honestly not even a debate anymore, the greatest of all time quarterback. But then once he left, immediately filling that role, Patrick Mahomes, like, just absurd. But anyway,
it was seamless almost.
Yeah,
It was
literally seamless. But when it comes to the GOAT conversation, if he wins, he will, I think Patrick Mahomes immediately puts himself at the number 2. All right? The number 2. Because Patrick Mahomes, he's only 29 years old. He's still probably going to play in the NFL for another 10, 11 years, if that. I mean, probably going to play till he's 40 like Brady did. That definitely leaves a lot of opportunity to win even more Super Bowls, right? But if he wins this one, he's already over halfway to Brady's number 7. Patrick Mahomes, he's incredible. He's amazing. Brady was even better, in my opinion. But if they win this game against the Birds, Patrick Mahomes will be the number 2, the second best quarterback of all time. Because if you don't remember, Tom Brady even beat Patrick Mahomes in the Super Bowl, and I think that will be one thing that will always hold back Patrick Mahomes from being the greatest of all time.
Because he lost one game.
But he lost to the greatest of all time, Tom Brady.
But he lost one game. And probably the worst Chiefs team he's had in his entire career. It is a team sport.
Yes, I agree. But at the same time, we saw from Brady during his incredible Super Bowl run with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers is that it wasn't Belichick's system. Brady is the system. Whatever he brings to whatever team he goes to, he brings winning football with him. We saw it over the course of his career, and everyone had a bunch of questions. Will Tom Brady be that same guy with the Buccaneers that he was with the Patriots? And he was. He brought a team to the Super Bowl and won the Super Bowl against what I think now is the number 2 best quarterback ever.
Do you know what else? Do you know what else he brought to Tampa Bay? Half of the Patriots roster. Look,
that's a good point.
If you're saying that Patrick Mahomes, he's not even number 2 yet.
I think he will.
You don't think he's number 2 yet?
Yet, yes.
Wow.
Not yet.
Who's number 2 then? Right now?
I still got to go with Montana for number 2.
Really?
But if he wins this one, he will be that number 2.
Look. Call me a recency bias. Look, I think Patrick Mahomes does something that we haven't seen since just after the Second World War. He's the greatest of all time. He has to be.
So even
you and I have never seen this happen.
Yeah, never.
And no, our parents haven't seen this happen.
Yeah.
Some of our grandparents haven't seen that happen. I'm telling you, this is something so extraordinary. In any sport, in any major sport, a 3-peat is something people think is so inconceivable. That's why it's called a 3-peat. That's why Pat Riley trademarked all the 3-peat merchandise, because he knows he's going to get paid a load if it happens on Sunday. Look, I think Patrick Mahomes, I think he already is, in terms of skill, just pure talent and skill, I think he's already there.
I do think that he does have better attributes than Brady did in his career. For example, Mahomes has a better deep ball. He's more mobile than Brady ever was. So he does bring that aspect to the table. I do think his skill set is better than Brady, but just when it comes to overall achievements so far, and like I said, Mahomes has a long way to go in his career. He has a long way to go to break Brady's records, like his touchdowns.
Has Brady ever won a 3-peat?
He has not.
Exactly.
He has not.
Exactly.
But so far, Mahomes hasn't either yet. He hasn't yet.
But
story might be different come Monday, but he hasn't
exactly.
yet.
Look, the thing for me is if he does win, if the Chiefs do win, I think he's there. The conversation is already happening of if Mahomes is getting closer to Brady. If he can accomplish something that the greatest quarterback to ever live never could accomplish, I think he's there.
So let me ask you this question now. Let's say Mahomes let's say he wins the Super Bowl, right?
Go ahead.
Let's say, I mean, it'll never happen, but let's say Mahomes goes to a different team like Brady did. Do you think that Mahomes could just win another Super Bowl with a different coach like Brady did and a different system? Do you think he could take any team to the Super Bowl? Put Pat Mahomes on the Giants right now. Is he going to the Super Bowl?
Okay, well that's a bit unfair because
Fair enough.
I don't think Brady would make the playoffs if he went to that current Giants team. Look, I think he would. I think you put Matt Mahomes on that Tampa Bay team and if you swap them around, I think Mahomes wins. I do. Look, I think I do agree with you. That's going to be really hard for Mahomes to break off. It'll be over his shoulder for the rest of his career. But like you said, he has at least 10 years left to go. And if he wins on Sunday, he's at 4 already. He has 10 years to win another 4.
Yeah.
And he's been in the league for what, 8 years?
Yeah, and he's been in the for every year that he has started, he's been in the ACC championship.
Like I'd have to look it up. Has Brady done that?
I'd have to.
He might
have.
Look it up too. He might have. I wouldn't be surprised if he did.
He's been in the. No, he hasn't. Not every year, because one quick memory is when Brady threw a pick to Logan Ryan in the playoffs to the Titans.
Yeah,
that's just the first thing that came to mind. So I know he hasn't
that probably
been.
Broke the streak.
Yeah. Well, if there was a streak, I don't know if there was or not. But.
Yeah, I mean, those Patriots teams were incredible. It's like we mentioned before. It's like you go from hero to villain very quickly. So I definitely see that because the Chiefs are probably there now. They are the villain. They keep winning. It's like any sport. It's like everyone hates the Dodgers because they might keep on winning. Everyone hates
For those of you that don't know, Nick is a huge Dodgers fan, and I'm a huge Mets fan.
Yeah. Aren't you excited to get swept in the NLCS again this year?
All right. We're losing.
So aren't you excited?
All right. Coming up after this, I will be giving my hot take heading into the Super Bowl on Sunday. Ari Feinstein and Nick Whaley will be back right after the break.
Hey, this is former Syracuse.
Once you started going about with baseball, I knew
you were like, done.
I knew we weren't going to be able to. We weren't going to be able to go to. We weren't going to be able to go to break.
What do you guys think? Is Mahomes the GOAT if he wins? If he wins.
Jordan's really thinking about it.
Jordan, Mike, you guys there? Both of you guys.
We're asking both of you.
I think he's on pace to be. Jordan's not sure.
Boom.
Ooh.
I told you. He's
Still,
on pace.
what else you gotta do? Like,
When I said
ooh,
that's a good point. Is he better than Belichick?
Wow. Yeah. Hey, maybe that might be me in 40 years. Who knows? But like, that's a very good point. I mean, we did say that he might already be up there as one of the greatest coaches ever.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, probably. No. No, I agree with you though. I really do agree. I mean, he should be considered, because those Eagles teams probably should have won a Super Bowl.
Yeah, absolutely.
They really should have.
I mean, oh no, Doug Peterson was the coach, not Andy Reid, when the Eagles won.
Yeah. No, I agree with you. They probably were the better team that year. But then again, in the NFL, you need to catch. Sometimes you win by catching a break. You know,
Yeah.
it's like you have that with Brady with the against the Raiders in the snow. What was it? What do they call it? The tuck rule. There you go. I mean. Yeah. Defense. As the Mavericks GM says, defense wins championships. Idiot! I can't believe that. Can you believe that trade?
Dude, I was standing.
I'm elated. I'm so happy. But
you're
my
a Laker.
God.
I mean, LA guy.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, I feel like there are sports moments where you're just going to never forget where you are when it happens. Like for me, like obviously everyone knows where they were when Kobe passed away, unfortunately. Yeah. But when the Mets signed Juan Soto, I'll never forget where I was.
Yeah.
When the Mets traded for Francisco Lindor, I'll never forget where I was. And when that Luka trade happened, I'll never forget where I was. I was standing in the bar with my friends, and we all thought it was fake.
I thought it was
we
fake
thought
too.
Shams got hacked. Like that's how
I did
crazy.
Too. I really did.
That's how crazy that deal was.
It was incredible. It really was.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely.
Yes. Yeah,
Mark Williams is a huge pickup.
I was a little upset they got rid of Connect, but it makes sense.
They're going for it. I mean, LeBron's got
have to.
2 years
LeBron
left.
LeBron dropped 42 and 17 last night. That dude's incredible. He had 42 against the Warriors, who just got Jimmy Butler. 17 rebounds. Bro, 17 assists. Bro,
that's me on an off day, Whaley.
He had like six.
Me on an off day. Come on.
He had like 6 assists. Like not even that bad, and he still doesn't have Luka yet.
He's coming on Monday. Oh, bet. Yeah.
Yeah. That's why I was surprised they didn't trade him over Connect. Because I think Connect's more of a as a shooter, as a spot up shooter, but. Oh jeez.
That's funny.
Bronny's it might be the difference.
Yeah, Bronny.
We don't win it.
Jesus. I mean, if they're down by like 1 million, or if they're up by 1 million.
100.1. Watch live on QSportsTalk.com. Tomorrow's broadcasting stars today. Broadcasting live from the campus of Syracuse University. This is Newhouse Afternoon.
Welcome back. We have just about 6 and a bit minutes left for this hour of Newhouse Afternoon. If you guys are familiar with our show, normally we have at this time we have our hot takes moment. We don't have hot sauce today, unfortunately, because the guys in down in Louisiana, they took
all the spices with them.
They took all the spices with them. We did ask them to bring some back, so because I mean I'm sure they're having some really good spicy gumbo. So we asked them to bring some hot sauce back. So stay tuned for that in a couple weeks. But Ari, because he is our special guest today, he's going to be the one doing the hot takes. So, Mr. Feinstein, the floor is yours.
So, when it comes to the Super Bowl, right, commercials get hyped up, right, the halftime show gets hyped up, the game gets really hyped up, but there's one thing that doesn't get hyped up that is so essential to the Super Bowl. Any ideas?
What? It doesn't get hyped up?
That doesn't get hyped up for the Super Bowl. You know what it is? What? The food. Super Bowl food, wings, nachos, pretzel bites, pigs in a blanket, all these elite.
Pigs in a blanket?
Yeah, for the Super Bowl.
You have pigs in blanket during the Super Bowl?
It's just all the good appetizers that you can think of. Chips and guac. Like throwing it. I'm just
iconic, yes.
Spitballing. So my hot take for today is, what is the best Super Bowl snack to have during your watch party?
What is yours?
After taking a lot of time to think about this, there's one answer that I think sticks out above all the rest, and that is nachos. I know it's a hot take for a reason. I bet your first thought was like wings or pizza. Yeah. It's nachos, and let me tell you why. Nachos are the most fundamental food when it comes to the Super Bowl. You could put cheese on it. You could put beef on it. You could put chili on it. Jalapenos. Don't even get me started about the sour cream and guac. Like, it is so fundamental. It has so many unique tools. It's literally like a 5-tool athlete, what nachos are, you know? When it comes to wings, yeah, you got your usual like buffalo sauce, barbecue sauce. Why doesn't anyone show nachos some love? You can be so versatile when it comes to nachos. Oh, so many different sauces, so many different toppings.
Okay.
Come on, let me hear your
hang on a
thoughts.
second.
Let me
Hang on a
hear your
second.
thoughts.
You're talking about toppings and variety.
Okay, sure, you could think of pizza.
Pizza is the most diverse food option probably in the world.
Okay.
You could have anything you want on a pizza.
Can you put guacamole on a pizza?
Yes.
Oh, no, you can't.
Yes, you can. Of course you can. Why not? Why wouldn't you put guac on a pizza?
I have never
you can
seen
put pineapples on a pizza, for crying out loud.
Okay, but that's good. Hot
no,
take.
it's not.
That's another
That's
another
a terrible take.
That's another conversation
Absolutely
for another
awful.
day. But
no, I genuinely pizza. You can put anything. You can put avocado. You can put avocados on pizza.
Yeah.
I probably wouldn't put chips on pizza, but you obviously put cheese on pizza. You could obviously put beef on pizza. You could put any veggie you want on pizza.
Yeah, but like, what if you don't want all those, this might sound hypocritical, but what if you don't want like all those carbs, you know, like the red carbs?
Nachos.
I know.
Nachos are carbs.
I know.
What are you talking about? Look, I will. To be fair, pizza is probably the most carb heavy.
I just think it's so basic, you know.
There's a lot of sodium in that thing.
Yeah.
So,
I mean,
not to say that I won't be eating a whole Domino's pizza on Sunday, but you know.
But when it comes to nachos, it's just something about it. It's so universal, you know. Like you could literally do anything you want, and you could get sure, you could make the same argument for pizza. You can, and I hear you, but something about the taste. You could have like a million different things of nachos, and everyone can get
the sun. That's
incredible.
No, we do. First time we've seen the sun in like a week.
Side note, we could actually
see the sun.
I
was so astonished that we could see the sun.
But when it comes to nachos, it's just something about them. It's just something about them. I can't get it. I can't get it out of my head.
Fine. I do. You know what? I mess with nachos. They're great. I love cheesy nachos. It has to be. It can't be like nacho cheese though. Like nacho cheese is just
No, it has to be like the good kind, like where you sprinkle it on and then you melt it. It's not like it's not like the fake cheese.
Yeah, no, I can't stand the fake cheese.
Yeah.
It has to be like
the little,
if I grab it if I grab it from the plate, it has to be
it has to be like sticking to the plate.
It's got to be stretching out.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
So that's one thing for me. I do nachos are good, but I would have to lean wings. I think you have to
because they get so repetitive.
You could do barbecue. You could do spicy buffalo. You could do like a sort of like a ranch dressing.
Yeah.
You have a side of carrots.
Oh, okay. All right. To make yourself feel a little bit better.
Exactly. No, exactly. You have a few vegetables.
Your house and wings, but at least you got some carrots in there for some health purposes.
I do that all the time now. I make a mean bacon, egg, and cheese.
Oh, really?
Mean bacon, egg, and cheese.
I don't think that's a Super Bowl food though.
No, it's not. But I'm making a point. But I get the like little pack of baby carrots, and I just that's my veggies for the day. I put them on the plate with my bacon, egg, and cheese.
Gotcha.
So that way I feel a little bit better about myself.
What would you say is another Super Bowl food that doesn't get much love?
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm putting you on the spot here. Low key mini egg rolls if you've had them.
Ooh, that's a good one actually.
Like
good. Something like a little like left field is good.
Yeah. Something like switch it up.
Something like a potluck, something in that sense. Like I will say, any sort of sweet treat is very very needed. Brownies, cookies.
Oh yeah, dude. I went to Crumble the other day and they had a brownie cookie. I actually went with your co-host.
So
I actually went with your co-host, Ailey, and we did a little taste test. But I mean, that's besides the point. It was so good, by the way.
Yeah.
Besides the point, though, nachos has to be your best Super Bowl food.
Fine. Well, thank you, Ari, for coming on such short notice as well. It was really fun, mate. Thank you so much for coming on. Thank you, everyone, for listening and tuning in. We'll be back. Well, Ari will be back here next week for Newhouse Afternoon with his crew. But for Nicholas Whaley and Ari Feinstein, enjoy your Super Bowl Sunday, everyone.
This is Orange Nation.